So you were interested in him, and he wasn't interested in you. I don't know. I was interested.
We never dated. Y'all hanging out before they date. It's not dating, guys.
How come after you're paid, you never dated Scrappy? When you've been paid, you dated Scrappy.
Scrappy got some muscles, he big, he fine, he funny.
I'm single, he's single.
Just saying.
We've been talking on the phone. He's single. I'm single.
Scrappy or
No, not him, but we've been on a couple dates.
oh, for real? So it's LilScrappy going on, eh? For real?
That's wild. Nothing in a sense. But Mr. Randy, when we were in the studio, you said that you and Scrappy was kicking it. Okay, now that's the word. That's the word. Texas, flirting, like that's kicking it, talking. We're not dating.
Well, I told you, I said, I don't like getting involved with drunk with my baby mama. Like, I just can't. That's about you.
Don't refer to me as your baby mama. I told you that.
What you mean?
Don't refer to me as your
Shut up. You got my kids. When I said she had my kids, I'm not going to be in the middle of her and nobody. Like,
When Scrappy is in my presence, he will absolutely respect me. You will never refer to me as your baby mama because you married me and I gave you 3 children. That is never gonna give baby mama.
In the world of music, reality TV, and social media, the lines between friendships, romantic connections, and rivalries are constantly blurred. Spice, the unapologetic dance hall, was well aware of this. Queen had mastered the art of controversy and confidence, and she was well known for her fiery demeanor, unmatched intelligence, and daring flair. Spice was sort of a woman who, even though she was a courageous person, she was able to command attention without even trying when circumstances around her took unexpected twists. On a quiet afternoon, AmyLuciani, a rising celebrity in the entertainment sector, made a startling internet revelation that would completely change the media landscape. This was where the drama started. Character, using her online character, sent a seemingly innocuous yet defiant Instagram comment. The comment said, "I dated Scrappy once. It's amazing how the past resurfaces." She added an enigmatic photo of herself from a prior occurrence to SCP Happy.
He big, he fine, he funny.
I'm single, he's single.
Just saying.
We've been talking on the phone. He's single. I'm single.
Scrappy or
No, not him, but we've been on a couple dates.
oh, for real? So it's LilScrappy going on, eh? For real?
That's wild.
This revelation was like gasoline on a raging fire in a world where everything is processed instantly and the internet exploded. But it was more than just Amy confessing that she had dated Scrappy that made a stir. Scrappy had always been linked to someone else. Spice and Scrappy have been suspected of being more than pals for as long as anyone could remember. Nonetheless, Spice had been Scrappy's close friend and coworker for years, and their relationship was usually seen as professional. Despite their mutual appreciation for each other's efforts, Spice had always kept her personal life private. A woman who carried her confidence like a crown and never let anyone question her judgment or worth. She was one who never let her feelings be seen in public. But Spice was unprepared for Amy's disclosure, which felt like a personal assault when it appeared online. Everyone had to reconsider what Spice had painstakingly cultivated over the years after Amy's shocking revelation. It wasn't just a claim about the past. Linked to Scrappy, Spice's answer was a seething pot of doubt and anger that she posted on Instagram, with her remarks barely controlled, as it was a hint of something more profound that the public had initially never known about. Fury never permitted someone to use your name to obtain power. She wrote, then a slew of fire emojis. But what really got folks talking was the pure rage in her eyes and the obvious suffering underneath the macho seasoning. Fury has never shown signs of weakness, but in this, it was visible in her posts. The weight of trail was a heavy load for her fans, who posted the number Team Spice everywhere to demonstrate their devotion to their queen. Although they didn't want a newcomer to damage her reputation, more and more people began to question if Spice was telling the truth or whether she and Scrappy had a relationship that no one knew
The
about.
word seething with barely contained fury. Never let anyone use your name to get clout, she wrote, followed by a string of fiery emojis. But it wasn't just the words that had people talking. It was the raw emotion in her eyes, the palpable hurt behind the bravado. Spice had never been one to show vulnerability, but here, in her posts, you could see it. The weight of betrayal hung heavy. Her fans rallied behind her, posting number Team Spice everywhere, showing their support for their queen. Spice wasn't just a music icon, she was their voice, their inspiration, and they weren't about to let some newcomer tarnish her reputation. However, the more Spice spoke out, the more questions arose. Was it possible that there was more to the story than she was willing to let on? Was there something between Spice and Scrappy that no one had known about?
Was saying that he had a secret that y'all knew that I didn't know. I don't like hearing talk about my boy back. So
No,
you had a secret. You got a secret. You gonna put it on the table
It
right
ain't no
now.
secrets because you gotta know what you're talking about.
You know what? You know me. Y'all know me for years. And I just gotta keep it real. Sir, do you have a baby on the way?
How y'all know without me knowing?
I mean, it's supposedly a baby in a street fight.
Y'all thought I was gonna be scared? Y'all thought that was gonna happen?
We know your big strong ass ain't scared, but we talk about everything else.
I'm not strong. I'm strong mentally and spiritually and emotionally. I done dealt with my demons. I know my life. Y'all don't know it.
That's why we
I don't even know. I'm not your friend. You're bad friend.
No. Nobody's friend. Hey, I'm telling you. I'm irritated with Carly. If you say that you're trying to reestablish a friendship with me, why would this be some news that you break in front of a whole entire table? Thank God I'm like in a place where I really know.
However, something about the whole scenario didn't feel familiar. The public's ravenous curiosity, the hurt of having your name tarnished, the sting of betrayal, and the rumor mill were all working overtime as the days passed. Was this a publicity trick designed to infuriate Buzz Spice, or was Amy telling the truth? It was all a bit too haphazard and too planned, and when the fire was getting close to its zenith, peak, an unexpected thing happened. 2 weeks later, AmyLuciani appeared on Instagram, looking calm and collected. In the film, a woman who had survived the hurricane was shown speaking quietly to the audience while using deliberate and cautious language. I want to clarify that I never actually dated Scrappy. We just had a misunderstanding, and I'm sorry if I caused any confusion. The video sent the internet into another frenzy, but this time the reaction was one of incredulity. Questioned whether Amy was being pressured to take back her previous remarks or whether this was all a part of a larger scheme to keep her name in the headlines. After gasping at the initial revelation, Spice was left to cope with this strange turn of events. Even though Spice's admirers were confused, angry, and upset, her response was even colder than before. She didn't spend time addressing the denial directly after posting the single sentence. A lie is a lie no matter how many times you tell it on social media. Amy's husband didn't like the way she mixed her name in and then backed off when the storm became too loud. Not only was she upset with Amy, but she was upset with the entire circumstance because in the weeks that followed, she had been taken by surprise by someone she had never considered a threat. The wound remained even as she focused on her brand, her songs, and her profession. As Spice's career developed, she continued to release new music and appeared at high-profile events and continued to dominate the music world. But the Amy and Scrappy saga remained a dark cloud, and people kept talking about it, wondering if there was any truth hidden in the confusion. The streets were ablaze with rumors and speculation, with some believing Amy had made it all up to attract attention and others believing there was more to the story, something Spice wasn't prepared to reveal for AmyLuciani. Her apology was not the end of the tale. She had sparked a media frenzy and now had to deal with the consequences. But there was no denying that Amy had changed from being a rising star to becoming a part of the drama that would be remembered by the public for years to come. In Spice's case, she came out of her ordeal stronger than before. The public was aware that the Queen had triumphed over the storm and should not be devalued. Was she only a victim of the fame game, attempting to establish herself in a field that relies heavily on show and drama? Or was she the mastermind behind a well-thought-out attention-grabbing plan? The story of Spice, there are more questions than answers after AmyLuciani and Scrappy vanished into the history books of rumors and turmoil. But one thing is for sure, Nothing in the business of celebrity was ever as easy as it seemed. In her heart, she would never forget the treachery, the falsehoods, and the lady who dared to start a storm. But she moved on with her life. Because it was so scarce, rust was often excessively expensive.